While the military engagements continue at line of control, India continues to fight a separate diplomatic war against Pakistan in the World Court. Fresh round of hearings started in the International Court of Justice in Kulbhushan Jadhav's case this week. The four-day trial began with India slamming Pakistan for violating Vienna Treaty and convicting Kulbhushan Jadhav on false charges of spying. India also demanded complete annulment of the death sentence awarded to Kulbhushan Jadhav by Pakistan military court. Let's see a report.
India on the day one of the ICJ trials tore through the opaque proceedings of Pakistani military courts which try civilians against the international norms. Kulbhushan Jadhav, an ex-Indian naval serviceman, also fell prey to one such trial in Pakistan military court where he has been awarded death sentence without even meeting the basic standards of judicial due process.
The Pakistan story has always been strong on rhetoric and blurry on facts. India therefore seeks relief by way of declaring that the trial by the military court in Pakistan in the facts and circumstances hopelessly fails to satisfy even minimum standards of due process. And being violative of Article 36 of the Vienna Convention, it should be declared unlawful. Jadhav's continued custody without consular access should be declared unlawful. And amongst other things, considering the trauma to which he has been subjected for over 3 years, it would be in the interest of justice, of making human rights a reality, to direct his release.
Senior advocate Harish Salve is representing India and Jadhav's case in International Court of Justice. In his firm arguments from Indian side, Salve established Pakistan's mischievous conduct on not allowing consular access to Jadhav from the time of his detention up to his conviction, and then he referred it as a gross violation of Article 36 of the Vienna Convention. The Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties is a treaty concerning the international law on treaties between states. The convention entered into force on 27 January 1980 and it codifies several bedrocks of contemporary international law. Article 36 of the Vienna Convention addresses communications between consular officers and nationals of the sending state. The convention states that foreign nationals who are arrested or detained should be given notice without delay of their right to have their embassy or consulate notified of their arrest. And consular officers shall have the right to visit a national of the sending state who is in prison, custody or detention to converse and correspond with him and to arrange for his legal representation. Putting forward his arguments on various issues concerning Jadhav's case, Advocate Harish Salve said that on 30th March 2016, India reminded Pakistan of its request of consular access for Jadhav and received no reply. 13 reminders were sent by India on various states. Pakistan's conduct doesn't inspire confidence that Jadhav can get justice there. Pakistan has in custody an Indian national who has been publicly portrayed to be a terrorist and Indian agent creating unrest in Balochistan. Pakistan used Jadhav to build a narrative against India. Therefore, India urges ICJ to annul the decision of Pakistani military court, allow a direct fair trial in civilian court and grant full consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. On the third day of hearing of Kulbhushan Jadhav case, India strongly objected to the abusive language used by Pakistan's counsel Khawar Qureshi at the International Court of Justice. As Pakistan had used phrases such as Humpty Dumpty and shameless, India expressed its strong disapproval against Pakistan for using undignified language in the ICJ.
Humpty Dumpty has no place in this court. This court has jurisdiction over sovereign states and conducts proceedings in which sovereign states are given directions which are binding upon them. This court therefore conducts itself with restraint and respect, which does not undermine the sovereignty of any of the states or shows disrespect towards any of them. The language which has echoed in this court, sir, in these hallowed precincts, is and so that such misadventures are not repeated. Perhaps this court may, in counsel's word, lay down some red lines of how proceedings ought to be conducted. The transcript is peppered with words such as shameless, nonsensical, laughable, breathtaking arrogance. On a quick count, shameless and nonsense occur 5 times each, arrogance 4 times, ridiculous 4 times, and disgraceful 4 times. And these are addressed to the submissions made in the memorial in the reply by the Sovereign Republic of India. India takes exception to being addressed in this fashion in an international court. Beyond saying this, I would let the matter rest, for I do not, and the Indian culture prevents me from indulging in similar language of invectives and insults.
Harish Salve systematically demolished the arguments made by Pakistan Counsel Khawar Qureshi on the issues of Kulbhushan Jadhav's nationality and passport. Apart from facing embarrassment in the regular proceedings, Pakistan also went through grave embarrassment when the ICJ rejected 5 of its pleas and asked them to move ahead with the proceedings if at all they have their case ready. Kulbhushan Jadhav is a retired Indian Navy officer who was sentenced to death by a Pakistani military court on charges of espionage and terrorism in April 2017. A 10-member bench of the ICJ, which was set up after World War II to resolve international disputes, stayed the death sentence to Kulbhushan Jadhav on May 9, 2018, after India had moved a petition before the UN body to seek justice for him.